Okay, let's get cracking. So let's check the tests for now. Tests are passing, and now this checks for active user and fails for local test. I can just run this one, and that's because yeah. This will still fail. No? No, this will pass, but here is incorrect user. So instead I'll do this. And now this should pass. Okay, this passes. What about other tests? Great, that worked. What about the rest? All the tests. I should have done it in smaller steps, but well, this works. Yep, everything passes. Great, and now I should check. It shows that there's some change in PA to human. What's there? Oh, just scratch pad. Doesn't matter. Well, I'll try to use Magit again. Yes, that's a new brain, and let's check that it's exactly what I need. Current status. No. I should be using 0.4.0, not the new commits. So I wonder. That's a license, and that's a badge. That's a little change in the code and buffering. Yeah. I don't need that debugging, but I might have to add it later. So what I want is, well, this. No, I don't know how to refresh this. It's G. Okay, doesn't matter. So that's what I add, right? The commit is 888 and it was f12, right? It was 0.3.0 and now it's 0.4.0. That's what I want. Stage it. Right. I want I wanna stage it. Wait, it doesn't work. I'm doing something wrong. No, not. I want to stage this one. Why can't I stage it? Okay, anyway, I'll try with the rest. This is something that I do want. Too loud. Yeah. This I do stage. No, do not stage. This. Oh, yeah. This isn't something I will need because it means that it's dirty. It will not be staged at all. And this stage and this stage. Right. Right and right. Commit. And commit. So here's brain. And that's it. Except no. Here I revert to master and that's the PA core. Send. Okay, now I can get back to writing the code, and the thing that I need is and what's routing is that it's something that sends. It's something that chooses where to send messages. It's this or this if, which determines where to send the message. So if message comes from brain, it's sent to user, and if it comes from user, it's sent to brain. And that's not something that server should do, because I have exactly the same code in main. Yes, if it comes from stdin, it's sent to brain, and if it comes from brain, it's sent to user. And this logic is something that I want to extract to a separate class. I have actually done it in a previous version on some older code. So how do I do this? Well, I think I'll start with server, and well, this used the following thing. I had a kind of router. It had some endpoints. A brain, actually multiple brains. Because now each brain only works with a single user, and I might want to work with several users at once, so I'll need several instances of brains, and I need to route the message from user to the correct brain. So I have endpoints brain, I have endpoint TCP, multiple clients, and I might want Stadio. I might want like this, and it has rules. And in fact, these endpoints there are two kinds of endpoints. These are sinks, it's something to send to, and there are faucets, it's something where I get stuff from. Now, when message comes from user, it might come from several different endpoints, but it should be sent to one single brain of that one user. So there must be a rule attached brain that active user of that brain, and when brain sends a message, it always it always sends a message to a fixed channel, and channel is how I identify where to send the message, so there is no need to have a rule. Sending from brain is always from brain. So the first thing I should make this. So when data comes from brain, the channel is picked from this dictionary, and that's how it should work. But when the data comes from user, and that's the logic. It only sends to a single brain, and in fact I might have multiple brains here. Unfortunately, right now I don't have a way to have multiple brains working. Do I? No, I don't, because I'm using my Kapellmeister. Kapellmeister class to start all the stuff, and it only runs all the components, and I need the kind of component template for brains. Oh, maybe not just brains, but for brains I actually do need this. And it's a new section in the config file, and Kapellmeister can start a program from the template. With extra parameters. Currently, a Kapellmeister simply starts everything, and there is a connect method that creates a channel to that started component. But earlier I had my old code was a little bit different. It was a working code, but it got a bit too complex, and I had a separate router class for routing, and this runner class is something that is extracted to a separate library now. But here I had a kind of a sync factory, and there were rules and syncs, and how it all was used. I had a main, and here had several kind of endpoints, and that's a router. And that was the incoming faucet for comments. It was kind of UI, a default sync to simply discard messages, and here is the code to start a new brain. Oh, there was no way to switch an active user of a brain, and every brain was started with an active user, and when a different user was required, and simply a new brain was started, and the old brain kept running. There was no way to stop the brain. Well, so how do I start? I think that I will start with oh, there are two ways I can start. I can start with a router or component blades. For now, I don't need to have multiple users at once, so I'll start with a router. That's something I want to do this month, maybe this week. Unlikely this week, maybe next week, but definitely this month. That's something I have in my roadmap. So I can, in fact, just go and look at this code, and I wonder if I... Come on. So, yeah, it's all right now. There are tests. And there is this router test. And I guess I'll be basing my code on this. Probably. And for this I need a faucet and a sink classes, and that's the endpoint class. And there is this endpoint close exception, which I actually got moved to the code of the yet another IO channel library, and these different kind of faucets and sinks is something that is now in yet another IO channel library. So I'll start with something really simple. Yeah, I'll start with creation and how is it called? Oh, it's called router test. I'll call it the same way. So I want routing import rule. How do I create the rule? Every rule has a target, and the rest is a set of clauses to know how to send there. So I want a rule so that if user is target will be called brain1 and user is user1, so message from user1 and the other message is user. I can definitely can type today. User2. It's a different message, and this I'll skip. Time's almost up. Oh, there is no core routing. Of course, there isn't any. Now there is, and there is no rule, of course. And now it doesn't take any parameters. Well, I know that it takes a parameter called target. I'll do it this way. Target. But I don't want to do anything with these parameters. I want the target to be interesting. How comes it actually tries to call this test? Shouldn't. It should skip. Well, I didn't save it. Okay, there is no target for method. And it takes a message. And it just passes. And it should be returning brain1. And it should be returning none in other way, other case. So I'll if message and this should pass. Yep, this passes for now. So I guess I'll take a little break for now. And be back in about 5 minutes.